left the house reportedly to buy soap in charcoal from the nearby shopping center.
Sasa nimeenda kazi nimefanya, nimesema hii pesa nimelipa sinunue makaa na sabuni. Nimefika hapa, nimepita hapo nimepata nasi wako. Au kufika kwa nyumba, mwanamke ako chini kuulizia, wananiambia ati anakufanga kifafa.
Residents claim Feni had a history of epilepsy which they say could have been the cause of death.
Kifafa na anakufanga juu tumekuwa na yeye icon akufa almost mara 3.
Her family, however, denied she was epileptic and are demanding thorough investigations into the cause of her death.
Na tuchaisikia ripoti yoyote ati Feni ni mgonjwa. Hiyo ni kusangaa sana, tumeshangaa. Sasa tunaomba tu akitendeke tionekane tujue kifo ya hii mtoto yangu.
Hata hiyo ugonjwa inasemekana huyu mtoto hajawahi kusikia ako na hiyo ugonjwa. Sasa hii ni kusituka sana.
The body of the deceased, who lives behind a 16-year-old son, was ferried by the police to a Gembo Sub-County Hospital morgue. Yusufar reporting for Lunchtime News.
And in other news, Machakos town, a member of parliament, Caleb Mule, is calling for an end to the ongoing spat between Machakos and Makueni counties over the ownership of Konza city. The MP says a constructive dialogue between Governor Wavinya Ndeti and her Makueni counterpart, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., is needed to resolve the dispute. Mule also calls for residents' involvement in public discourse to ensure an agreeable outcome.
Kama ni huduma zinapaswa kupelekwa Makueni na Machakos, hata tuite viongozi wote, wale wa Machakos na wale wa Makueni, wa hizo areas ambazo ziko affected, tukae chini, tufanye public participation. Waseme wanataka huduma zao zikuwe wapi. Kama watu wa Konza wanataka ziende Makueni, sisi tutakubali hiyo. Na watu kama wanasema watu wa Konza huduma zao zikuwe Machakos, sisi tutakubali hivyo. Kwa hivyo naomba magovernors wote wawili watulete pamoja kama sisi viongozi na stakeholders, tukuwe na public participation once and for all, ili to determine hii huduma zitaenda wapi.
Also, youths in Tana River County have been called upon to utilize the internet in a sustainable way to address the growing issue of youth unemployment in the area. Speaking at a community forum, Tana River Senator Danson Mungatana highlighted the internet's potential to promote learning and entrepreneurship. He encouraged local youth to embrace online education platforms, digital marketing and other innovative tools that can enable them to thrive in the modern economy.
Ni wakati wenyu kama vijana muendelee na kutumia akili zenu zile Mungu amewapatia, haswa wale vijana wetu. Muangalie zile shida ambao wazazi wetu wako nazo na mtumie akili zenu zile za masomo na zile za ubunifu ili mjaribu kuturahisishia maisha hapa Tana River.
Environment stakeholders in Malindi Sub-County want the county government of Kilifi to provide litter bins in the resort town for proper garbage disposal. The stakeholders argue that positioning of bins in designated zones in the town will aid both locals and tourists to avoid dumping waste in unauthorized areas, posing a risk to the environment. They spoke during the Progress Welfare Association's annual general meeting at a Malindi resort. The environmentalists are pushing for a proper waste management plan in the wake of an increase in population.
Tatizo ambalo linaturudisha nyuma ni pale pahali pa kutupa zile taka.
As the Malindi society keeps to grow, we are able to be equipped and be able to handle the garbage that our population produces.
Unapoona mwenzako anatupa takataka solid waste tukiholela unao jukumu la kumuuliza.
And now to our top story this afternoon, pressure is mounting on security agencies to explain the whereabouts of individuals allegedly abducted. In Embu County, the Security Committee has urged lobby groups and residents to remain patient and avoid public disorder as they continue searching for Billy Mwangi, who has been missing since December 21st, 2024. Meanwhile, Machakos Deputy Governor Francis Mwangangi has dismissed claims by the National Police Service that it is unaware of those behind the series of alleged abduction of young Kenyans. As several lobby groups threatened a mass demonstration on Monday across the country to demand the release of individuals allegedly abducted. Pressure is mounting on the Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja and DCI boss Mohamed Amin to explain the whereabouts of Billy Mwangi, Bernard Kavuli, Peter Muteti and other young people who have disappeared under suspicious circumstances this December. In Embu County, County Police Commander Samuel Muthamia expressed concerns that protests like those witnessed on Friday in the county could divert attention and hinder efforts to locate the 24-year-old university student Billy Mwangi.
And we are appealing to Embu residents to keep peace. Let them give us a little time. We work.
And we are calling on the people of Embu to be patient, because we are working day and night. That is why you can see even today we are in the office on a weekend.
Mwangi's parents are deeply traumatized by the events of December 21st, are pleading for the safe return of their son.
Kama huyo kijana alishikwa na serikali, huyo kijana la kuomba umwachilie. Tafadhali wacha kuja hapa tukule sikukuu na tutakuwa na kuambia asante.
A group of leaders from Embu County are calling for immediate investigations to unmask the perpetrators of the alleged abductions and deliver justice to the affected families.
So tuambiwe hii maneno itaisha leo. Hawa vijana wataweza kula sikukuu ya mwaka mpya pamoja na familia zao. Sababu ni ngumu kuwa ujui mtu wako ako wapi, mtoto wako ako wapi.
Tumeona juzi Inspector General wa polisi akisema polisi haihusiki, lakini hatuambii ni nani ambaye anafanya hiyo maneno. Na tunasema kwamba sasa imefikia mahali lazima sasa kila mtu awajibike kwa kazi yake, kwa sababu watu kupotea kiholela na hawajulikani waliko na tuko na serikali si kitu cha kufurahisha watu.
So tunaomba serikali achilie watoto wakuje tusherekee na wao mwaka mpya, na watoto wetu waache kusumbuliwa na maneno ambao wanaongea. In Kenya we have freedom of expression.
Meanwhile, in Machakos County, Deputy Governor Francis Mwangi has dismissed claims by the National Police Service that they are unaware of those behind the series of alleged abductions of young Kenyans.
Our country today, we are talking about forced disappearance, forced abductions. Kenya National Commission on Human Rights ambayo inalipwa na wananchi hawa na sisi wote, wanasema wananchi wamepotea na wengine wameuliwa.
This comes as Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria has condemned the misuse of social media platforms by some youths to besmirch the leaders.
Lakini la msingi kwa vijana wetu na kila moja, teknolojia inakuja itusaidie. Teknolojia haikuja ili tudharauliane. Teknolojia itusaidie wakati kuna nidhamu.
Naomba muweke heshima. Maana yake kuna viongozi wako wanafanya kazi. Tunaangalia mtandao, vijana wanatumia mtandao vibaya.
And now further afield, where 167 people have been killed after a Boeing plane flying from Bangkok, Thailand, crashed into a wall while landing at the Muan International Airport in South Korea on Sunday morning. The flight operated by Jeju Air had 181 passengers on board when it overran a runway and collided with the wall before disintegrating and bursting into flames. The images you are about to see, or to watch for that matter, may be disturbing.
Minutes after 9 a.m. South Korean time on Sunday, a Jeju airplane carrying 175 passengers and 6 flight attendants drove off the runway and crashed into a wall at Muan International Airport in South Korea, according to Korean news agency Yonhap. South Korean National Fire Agency has announced that at least 167 of the aircraft's passengers have been killed, while 2 survivors, both members of the flight crew, have been pulled from the debris as rescue efforts continues. Thailand authorities have confirmed there were 2 Thai nationals on board, in addition to the 173 Koreans on board the flight from Bangkok. The cause of the crash is yet to be confirmed, but fire service says it believes a collision with birds and poor weather may be to blame. The airline Jeju Air has issued an apology following the crash, which is the first fatal accident in the history of the airline, established in 2005. The South Korean plane crash came just days after 38 people died in yet another air traffic accident in Kazakhstan. Joseph Ohungu for Lunchtime News.
And that story prepared by Joseph Akungu takes us to a first commercial break on KBC's Lunchtime News. Don't go too far. We still have more for you on the other side of the break.
On behalf of the State Department of Irrigation, I wish to wish all Kenyans, where they are, our farmers, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We look forward to joining our farmers again, as we've done this year, to ensure we have a food secure country. Merry Christmas and Happy 2025.
Have come to the end of the year, and I'd like us to take a moment and actually reflect on it. The year is 2024, and what a year it has been. From floods to rising cases of femicides, these are just a few of the events that we shall be discussing on this episode of Dada's Show.
For me, what stood out, let me look at the agriculture space. We had the sugar bill sent into law as centered, and we had the president give about 11 billion USD.
But the economic challenges have largely contributed to a lot of other factors.
Gen Z movement was a spirit. It was a movement that anybody, regardless of age, was really relating with.
My hope and aspiration for all Kenyans is that they will get to have a relationship with God. This country needs God more than ever.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, on the political front is that a section of political leaders drawn from the Rift Valley region have said the attacks on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua may have been staged to earn him political sympathy. They, however, want the police to conduct thorough investigations and unravel the incident. Speaking at a wedding ceremony in Tinderet, Nandi County, the MPs alleged there was a conspiracy by a section of politicians to undermine and discredit the Kenya Konza administration.
The fake and falsehood where we are being informed and we are causing Kenyans to believe there are abductions caused to the children of Kenya. DIG was here, and I have no doubt in the capacity of the police service of Kenya to conduct investigation and to bring order on those particular issues.
Tafadhali, amesema anajua watu wenye anaabduct watu, na sisi tunasema kuna ofisi inaitwa DCI ambayo iko Kiambu Road. Kama anajua, aende huko Kiambu Road, aende a record statement,
Watu ambao wa DCI, watu wa investigative units, tafadhali muinvestigate ayo fake abductions na pia fake disruptions ya meetings. Wale culprits wawekwe ndani na washtakiwe.
Meanwhile, sports has been identified as one of the best tools that can be used to foster unity in the country. In Laikipia North, a football tournament brought together youths from Chumvi and Ethi villages and provided a platform for them to bond over Christmas.
The Kalanchoe Christmas football tournament brought together young people from different ethnic communities in the Chumvi and Ethi villages, which saw 6 local football teams in the region compete in a series of matches after weeks of intense preparation. Ross Hals, the organizer of the event, said the competition not only provided an outlet for the youth to showcase their talent, but also fostered unity among locals in the region.
In order to forgive each other for what we do to survive, we have to understand each other. And the best way to do that is over a football and a team winning and to celebrate that. And it's the building blocks to try to help people understand.
It's also a nice way to bring the two communities together. As you know, there is no direct road connecting Chumvi and Ethi. There is no proper tarmac road.
Leaders from the county government commended the initiative, highlighting the county's support for programs that engage young people in positive activities.
Wakati vijana wanatoka nyumbani wanakuja kufanya hizi michezo, kwa njia nyingi sana huwa wanasaidia kuwaondoa na kuondoa zile fikira za uhalifu.
Sasa wakati wa Disemba unapata kuna mambo na cattle wrestling, so hii imesaidia sana wao kusahau na hiyo mambo na vijana kuungana na kucheza kama jamii moja.
Martini Maslin for Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, leaders from the Western region have launched an aggressive push for political unity to consolidate their influence and position one of their own for the presidency by the year 2032. The leaders emphasize the urgent need for the Luhya community to turn its numerical strength into decisive political power at the ballot box. Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, stressed the importance of structured political planning, calling for a series of formal meetings away from the funerals to chart the region's political future.
Na sisi tulikata mkataba tukasema kwamba we are going to work together, na pia tuongee na ndugu yetu na Tembea tuweze kutembea pamoja, kwa sababu if we are not united, our numbers as the Western region will not count.
Mheshimiwa Spika, wewe na ndugu yetu Musalia Mudavadi, sasa mtupe working formula. Na mkitupatia working formula, mkitaka tupate winning formula, lazima tukipangana pia tuangalie mbele tunapanga namna gani. Na iwapo inatakikana tuunde serikali ijayo na tupandishe uzito wetu kwa serikali, lazima tutembee pamoja, lazima tupige kura pamoja, na lazima tujue kile tunataka kwa serikali, kwa sababu ng'ombe ambaye haujachinda na si yako, huwezi itisha maini, huwezi itisha steak, utapewa kile yule amechinja anataka.
Na mbunge wa Sirisia na mbunge wa Kiminini ndio viongozi wa caucus yetu ya jamii za Western. Waluhya wakiwa na mmoja wa Mount Elgon na Wateso wawili kutoka Busia. Na wanafanya kazi mzuri sana. Nataka kuomba wabunge wetu, strategy yetu ya kesho kisiasa hatuwezi kuipangia kwa matanga, tutaipangia kwingine.
And now finally, let's play. 2024 was a phenomenal season for Kenyan athletes in major international championship, despite also having its fair share of challenges as well. The highlight of the season was Beatrice Chebet's stellar performance at the Beatrice Chebet's stellar performance, retaining her world cross-country title, breaking the 10,000 meters world record and winning 2 Olympic gold medals in the 5,000 and 10,000 meters at the Paris Olympic Games.
Kenya staged the 5th Cape Keino Classic Continental Tour at the Nyayo National Stadium on 20th April 2024, with Abraham Kibiwott reclaiming the 3,000-meter steeplechase title, as home athletes also dominated the 800 meters. Mary Mora and Emmanuel Wanyonyi winning gold medals for women and men, while Mary Ekiru and Reynold Cheriot won the 1,500-meter titles. At the 23rd Africa Senior Athletics Championship in June, Kenya finished second in the medal table, amassing 19 medals, 5 gold, 7 silver and 7 bronze, behind winners South Africa.
I want to start with the major world events, starting with World Cross Country in Serbia, as you put it. We did very well. We practically won every category except maybe the senior men. The overall title also came to Kenya, defending it from Australia, that we had the year before. And of course, the most interesting part about it was having the women team, the senior women team, winning the title, and not only winning the title, but going from 1 to number 5, making history. That was the first time a country has gone from number 1 to number 5 in an international event.
Kenya posted good results at the 33rd Olympic Games in Paris, France, finishing 17th overall and first in Africa, with a total of 11 medals, 4 gold, 2 silver and 5 bronze medals, all from athletics. Beatrice Chebet won 2 gold medals, with Faith Kipyegon adding another in the 1,500 meters and Emmanuel Wanyonyi in the 800 meters, both ensuring Kenya retained the titles from the Tokyo 2020 edition, with the latter also continuing Kenya's dominance over the race with a 5th gold in a row since 2008.
The women's side in this country is doing better than the men, so we are now focusing on both so that we don't miss on the gender issue, focusing mainly on the women and forgetting about the men. So those are the highlights, especially the Olympics, the cross country, and then of course now the youth. And that is now gives us the prediction of what we can do for the future. As cross country now moves towards to the end, the last series on the 4th of January, we are now looking at what are the areas that we have to strengthen.
The last track and field championship of the year were the World Athletics Under-20 Championship in Lima, Peru, with Kenya finishing in 5th place with 3 gold, 3 silver and a bronze. Kenyans did exceptionally well in road running across different cities in the world in 2024. 2019 world champion Ruth Chepngetich smashed the women's marathon world record at the Chicago Marathon in October.
It's not about the medals only. When you look at the events our athletes competing, we have also an opportunity now for our athletes to win prizes. That helps also in earning the foreign currency. If you calculate the number of winnings that our athletes has and what is generated for this country as income, it is amazing. But you see, we have not looked at that in the business or financial side to understand and appreciate what the team of athletes or our athletes and the coaches have done for this nation.
On the flip side, Kenya failed to recapture the 3,000-meter men's title at the Olympics. The country also lost several athletes, both retired and active, the major shock being the death of men's marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum through a tragic road accident.
We have the capacity to maintain our running, and I've seen our athletes can always pull through even when they face challenges and difficult times, but there are people from this country that are extremely determined to achieve their goals despite some kind of limitation that they might be going through.
Several championships are lined up for next year, key being the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Japan in September.
Indeed, it has been a good year for our athletes, and of course we encourage them to continue into the new year, bringing more medals home. Of course, congratulations to them. Elsewhere, favourite City Young FC will play Flyover FC, while Chebosi FC will square it out against Milo FC as the DRM football games enter the semi-final stage at the Halala Primary School in Webuye. Mwangaza Starlets will have a date with Nahuana Starlets, with Musananda Queens play Young Starlets in the second women's semi-final.
An impressive second-half performance saw Sitiko Young FC book a semi-final slot after beating Sirisia FC 2-1 in the quarter-final of the DRM football tournament, ongoing at the Kalala Primary School in Webuye. Milo FC also secured a semi-final slot after beating Matulo Bombers 2-1, while Chebosi and Flyover booked their tickets with 1-0 wins over Kahawa and Roma FC respectively.
This tournament has brought together, young people, talented young people in their thousands, uniting diverse, communities around here. We are seeing young people channel their energy into teamwork, discipline, and leadership. It's more than just, a game or sporting events, but it's transforming, the young people's lives, and it's a platform that we've created for hope and opportunity.
The tournament, set to end on 1st January 2025, will also see volleyball group stage matches being played from December 30th, with the enthusiasm surrounding the tournaments highlighting the community's commitment to fostering talent and providing a platform for youth development in both sports and technology. A coalition of stakeholders from the tech and education sectors urged the youth to cultivate their talents in sports and technology, emphasizing the importance of continued engagement beyond the December holidays.
As we move forward, we are excited to expand the tournament's reach and deepen its impact. It's not just a sports initiative, it's a movement that you're trying to create, a celebration of potential, and a commitment, towards uplifting communities through action.
Inua AI CEO Humphrey Muchuma highlighted the role of sports in fostering societal values and driving development when nurtured effectively. Muchuma praised the local youth for their enthusiasm in exploring artificial intelligence, noting that the digital technologies are poised to create numerous career opportunities in the country.
Beyond the games, local economies are thriving, such as vendors that you see around, transport services, even small businesses benefit from this kind of events.
Winners of the DRM December Games will receive cash prizes.
And before we conclude our coverage this afternoon, a little bit of Serie A results is where Lazio halted Atalanta's winning streak by holding them to a 1-1 draw. Inter Milan beat Cagliari 3-0, and of course Napoli will be playing this afternoon. And the English Premier League is also back with struggling Manchester City set to open up game week 19 against Leicester City, Tottenham to take on Wolves, and then finally it will close off the day with West Ham facing off with the league leaders, that is Liverpool, and then on Monday it will be Chelsea versus Ipswich, and of course the other struggling team, which is Manchester United, will be facing off against the informed Newcastle, and then finally Brentford will be facing off Arsenal Wednesday. That is, will be a new year, the 1st of January 2025. That concludes our bulletin. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Baron Abuli, and of course do join us in our subsequent bulletins for more. Good afternoon for now.
Backfire, mtoto wenyewe ataaga. Unaweza weka siri kweli, nikufungulia hii kichwa uone zile siri ziko ndani, na hata bado hujafika kwa moyo. Zile nimeweka za kuenda kwa kaburi nazo.
Alex hapo sawa?
Wewe unataka Alex aanze kuni blackmail? Uko poa? Niko fitting.
Kwa nini trust? Hapa si kwangu, ni kwa wazazi wangu.
Toka. Wewe shughulika na mambo yako.
Unadhani kwa nini Alim?
Siko involved kwa hiyo crime at all.
Who is?
Your dad.
mtazamaji, unaitazama hii Sanaa ya Kiswahili, ni KBC Channel 1. Siku nyingine Jumapili, angalau tuweze kukupa burudani. Ni wakati mwingine ameufanya Bwana, wakati ambao ametukutanisha tena na wanafunzi hawa. Kumbuka ni Nairobi Kusini, hapa katika kaunti ya Nairobi, siku ambapo tumeandaa kusikiliza kutoka kwao. Je, wana jipya lipi tena? Kumbuka, mgeni njoo mwenyeji apone. Kila tunapokutana hapa ndipo tupata bandari na bahari ya burudani. Kumbuka ni Sanaa ya Kiswahili. Jina langu ni mtu kwao Double M Mathias Momanyi, sipo peke yangu. Rashid,
karibu mtazamaji kwenye kipindi Sanaa. Ni kipindi maridadi, taifa letu la Kenya, lugha yetu tuienzayo, Kiswahili kitukuzwe. Karibu mtazamaji, kipindi ni chetu sote. Ni Jumapili nyingine tena mtazamaji, tunapokutana kwenye runinga ya KBC Channel 1. Kipindi Sanaa ya Kiswahili, kipindi ambacho kinakupatia fursa kuwaona baadhi ya wanafunzi wa shule za upili kote nchini wakishadidisha shadidi tajiriba, talanta na uwezo wao wa kunoa mabongo yao katika Kiswahili, ikiwa ni pamoja na fasihi simulizi, fasihi andishi, uchambuzi wa vitabu, lugha, misamiati, burudani na talanta mbalimbali zinazofungamana na mfumo mpya wa elimu katika taifa zima la Kenya. Kwa nini tuandike na mate ilhali wino upo? Kaa kikao cha tahiyatu mtazamaji, mithili ya nyani aliyevamia shamba lisilokuwa la kwake na kuanza kudondoa punje za mahindi, utadhani yeye ndio kalima na kupalilia. Jina langu naitwa Rashid Momkondo, usibonyeze kidude.
Barabara kabisa Usade. Baada ya kusikiliza hayo kutoka Wasini Highland